It's nice to be performing at what used to be my grandma's house. It's good to be back in the old neighborhood. This used to be a black community center. Like what you guys have done with the place. Oh, if Huey could see it now. So fucking proud. I'm not arguing anybody in 2022. I'm not doing it. My stepdad tried it. He was like, he doesn't like using gender pronouns. He won't use people's preferred pronouns. He said, I'm not gonna call anybody a she just because they want to be called a she. If you weren't born a woman, I'm not gonna call you a she. And I thought that was weird coming from a man who my whole childhood wanted me to call him dad. You've never been a father. Like, what are you? Like, dude, your pronouns is Steve. Like, dad's. Your pronouns is my mom's bitch. Like, dad's. People get upset about gender. They do, man. This lady got mad at me because I misgendered her baby. We were in a long line. I said, hey, she dropped her binky. She was like, you mean his binky? He's a boy. It's obvious he's a boy. He's wearing blue. Boys wear blue. And the best thing about this conversation is she had on the blue cardigan. So I was like, you know what? You're right, sir. I apologize. I didn't mean to ruin this father-son moment. He didn't like that one bit. He was very upset about that. He tried to hit me, but I was wearing a pink shirt. I was like, you can't hit a lady. No, no, no. People get mad, man. But I get it. As a parent, I don't know this, you know, that's like really protective of your kids. Parents have a hard job because you have to prepare your kid for the future you want them to have and the future they're going to have. And I witnessed that. It's real shit. Like, I witnessed it. I was at my sister's house, and my niece came home crying. She was hysterical because some little boy at school called her a bitch. And, you know, my instinct was, like, to protect her in that moment. Like, yo, like, you are a young woman, a beautiful young woman. No man should ever disrespect you. But, like, in reality, it's like, I want to be like, we live in the hood. You got to toughen up, bitch. Look. You got a long, rough road ahead of you, okay? I called your mama, bitch, on the way over here, I said. Bitch, you got that $50 I need? You gotta toughen up, man. You know, because, like, where I'm from, man, like, when we say bitch, it just means hello, fair lady. Like, it just means good day, madam. It's just a hello, bitch, hello, fuck boy, chip, and we marry on. So that ain't no big deal. Oh, man, we just get through the day. Now, I don't live in the hood no more. I live out in Silver Lake. You laughed because, yeah, you know, I don't belong in fucking... I'm only wearing these glasses so white people trust me. That's the only reason. Like, these glasses are the equivalent of when, like, white women put bandanas on pit bulls. Like, this is... Y'all know what I mean? Over there, adopt a pit bull, put a bandana on him and name him Oliver. Like, these... Give him a fucking puppuccino. Like, this is this for me. I'm tired of Silver Lake, man. Because to me, I sound pleasant. When I go to order my coffee and snacks, I'm like, hi, can I please have a scone? But they hear, give me all the money, bitch! Like, they don't... I frighten them, everything I do. I fucking frighten the fuck out of them, man. It's rough. But that's why, like, you know, take a lot of Xanax now. So I could chill out, especially on flights. I get afraid of flights. Like, when I'm flying, I gotta take a Xanax to calm down. But I had a real terror scare at the airport, and I reported somebody who I perceived to be a terrorist. I didn't want to do it, but I had to fucking do it. I felt like my life was in danger. Sitting next to me was an Arab dude with a big turban and a big, long Osama bin Laden beard. And I leaned over to him. I said, hey, man, don't panic. But there's a middle-aged, disgruntled white man pacing back and forth. He looks real patriotic. He's like, we should support him, my brother. I said, yes, we should support him immediately. Arab dude was cool as fuck. His name was Ted. We bonded. He was great, man. He wasn't nervous at all. I said, Ted, you was awfully calm. He said, I wasn't worried. He said, if you would have started something, I'd have used this bomb in my bag. You know? It was a bomb burrito. Have you learned nothing from this joke? Oh, man. I'm gonna miss toxic masculinity. I'm gonna miss it. I feel like it's gonna be in the museum one day, you know? It's gonna be just collecting dust in the attic one day, and I'll tell my kids about it. Like, it's gone. I realized that because I had a dispute with my homie that just, it made me like recoil. Like, I was disgusted at how we like had this disagreement. Because we're both in therapy and we're doing the work to be better people. And it just made it just was the worst. I was like, I got mad. It got heated, but you would never be able to tell. I was like, hey, man, you a pussy-ass nigga. And I'm only calling you that because culturally that's how I know how to express myself, by using those type of words. He was like, man, I hear you and I received that, but like, honestly, like, I think you could use a better choice of words, but that could just me projecting. Like, I miss the good old days, you know? When men handled beef like men. If you were mad at your best friend, you got his wife pregnant. That's how you handle it. You got a cheating whore wife pregnant and you watch them raise your illegitimate son. That's how our fathers did it. You want to know who your dad is? It's your dad's best friend. That's your real father. Don't bother with a 23andMe. Oh, man. People are bragging about their therapist now. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was levels to having therapists. I thought you were just the shit if you had one. You know, like, I didn't know now you had to, like, have fancy fucking therapists. My friend was like, hey, man, where'd your therapist go to school? And I was like, oh, shit, I didn't even ask her that. I didn't even think. Like, you know what I mean? Like, now I'm, like, paranoid. I don't know how to. Like, I've been out here dishing out therapeutic advice and shit. Like, I don't want to be out here giving out the right level of advice, you know? Or my night school therapist, like I'd rather use that bitch from Cash App you was talking about, man, the $400 lady. I'd rather use her than giving out fucking weak ass advice. Cause I realized, man, like now, like everybody, like cause my view of like, with all this like recent developments through mental health, I'm changing my view on a lot of things. Like, I no longer believe autism is a disadvantage. I believe autism is a superhuman advantage. Because, like, I saw a date and it just changed my whole worldview. A couple, they met up, it was love at first sight. They fell in love immediately. And they had cards they would read in case they ran out of stuff to talk about on the date. And on one of the cards, it was name your 3 favorite things in the whole wide world. And the young man named his. It was Batman, trains, and chocolate milk. 3 favorite things in the whole world. And he asked the young lady if she liked his 3 favorite things, and she answered honestly and said no. He was devastated. She named her 3 favorite things in the whole wide world, asked him if he liked those. He answered honestly and said no, and his heart was broken. And do y'all know what they did? They got up and left. The date was over. They said their goodbyes. They wrapped it up. And I'm sitting there next to them like, just fucking lie to each other. Just lie. And it was in that moment I realized this is why we call them disabled, because people with autism have this thing where they can just be blunt and honest and straightforward. Meanwhile, we lie and deceive and we're Machiavellian and we call that normative societal behavior. We're the sick fucking ones. If you're a couple and then, oh, fuck that if you're a couple right now, you're here on a fucking lie. It is gonna unfold in a couple of years. You are headed to fucking doomsday because you were too much of a fucking coward to admit you didn't like Batman to your fucking white boyfriend. You spent a year watching Nolan films that you fucking hated, and it's gonna come out in a fucking argument at a Red Lobster. You fucking coward. That autistic man became my hero. He became a fucking hero because he had the courage to do what no man in here would do. He ignored his heart and his dick, and he looked her deep in the eyes, and he said, bitch, if you don't like Batman, fuck you. He's happier for it. Thank you.